Alright, what's going on, guys? Give me 1 second, get everything ready for you guys. Alright. Alright, so right now, what we're currently looking at is UJ. I only like UJ today. I don't like anything else, so I'm not going to try chasing anything else today. At the current moment, I really like UJ because I've been watching it for quite some time. It's part of my long-term analysis. It's also part of my short-term analysis. So I actually like UJ a lot. The idea that I have today. But looking at GU, I know there's a counter formation that some of the VIP members took. The reason why I didn't take it is because it just looked like it wanted to form divergence on top. We had basically the high over here, and then we had the resistance one pivot. So for me, like the pivot was right there, as well as another support of the previous high, and then the RSI, on the TL, like the TL and the liquid 50 and the RSI, it just looked like whenever it's like that, like it could, there's a possibility it could just break through and like, of course, like go through it. That's always a possibility. But for me, it just looked like it really wanted to form divergence. I know there was a D1 on the 1 minute, so that's further confluence toward that. So I mean, whenever like, I guess like the counter formation happened, I saw that. I mean, I wanted the TDI to be much more better than that, than what it is right now. Like it could be so much better. Basically, right over here we have the level one push, reset, another level one, and so like for me, like I just personally didn't like it. I think that it was gonna form divergence. Just my personal opinion. Like I don't know. Like for me, like I was like it looks like it wants to form divergence, and like there's not enough risk to reward toward the high. Like I always want to have enough risk to reward toward the previous high. Take it up. What's up, Andy? So for me, I was like, no, I'm not gonna take this. There's not enough risk to reward for the top, for the pivot, and like the RSI and the TDI itself looks like it wants to form divergence. So right now it looks like it's trying to form divergence right now. So we'll see if it does. But if it does, then that's one of the reasons why I did not take this pair, because of the divergence, and it looks like it's pulling back. So yeah, just my personal opinion. It did go up 1 R, so you guys could have taken like half an R. What's up, Sonny? Half an R on that. But right now I'm looking at UJ. So this idea is basically, I've had this idea for quite some time. So literally last week, if you looked at the daily, I have so much notes here. But we've had really a lot of bearish sentiment lately on UJ. From last week and the previous week, we've just literally had, on the 1 hour, I pointed out this A1 entry right over here. Right over here, we saw this A1 entry where it just literally, like, the momentum just kicked it into the short side. So I think we really have a lot more momentum toward the downside. And, I've always been bearish on it. Trade I want to be a part of. But basically, we saw this pullback toward the significant level. If we look at the daily chart, it pulled back toward the 21 EMA. 4 hour, I believe it pulled back toward the 50. Yeah, it pulled back technically toward like right if we're at this level, but right now it's at the 50. 1 hour, it almost reached the 800 EMA. So I was expecting a pullback. So if we look on the 4 hour, basically we saw this giant push down, and then we saw a pullback toward over here. So for me, I was expecting, which is at the daily pivot right now, I was expecting a pullback from right over here, from right over here, and a pullback toward the upside, and then a continuation toward the downside, which if we look at the 1 hour, there's been bearish divergence forming right over here. So I like the idea a lot. Lower high, and then we'll see what we do here on the 50-minute. It looks like it wants to be bullish right now. So we'll see what it does here. But currently this is the only thing that I'm looking at, and US 100 of course. I may just scalp US 100 again like I did yesterday. Yeah, that's literally why I didn't like GGU. And I mean this is divergence right over here. So I mean it breaks to 50 once, retest this level right here at the current moment. Let me just send this up because that's the reason why I didn't like it. Let me just send this to the VIP chat because I wanted to make people to just look at it and say, hey, you know. But yeah, that's literally the reason why I didn't jump on this thing, because of it looked like it wouldn't form divergence. I mean, which I would have graded it a C setup, so I would have taken at least made money on 1R on that. But for the D1, Mateo said on the D1 right over here, breaks to 50, retest right over here. That's an actual significant higher low retest right over there, so I like that actually a lot. And then so I would have had my entry right over here. Stop will probably be, I mean for me, like it makes sense to put it all the way down to the pin low. And if you did that, I would be like not even 1R. But for me, like since I'm a risk reward player, I would have put my stop right over here below this pin level after it breaks to 50 with clean momentum, and then it goes 3.4R. So that's what I would have personally done. Worst case scenario, 2R. Usually it looks like it wanted to go up. It was holding the 800 EMA really well, so it may just retest the 800 EMA and then we'll see some bearish sentiment, but we'll see. I like how we're forming a little wedge right over here, if you guys can see that. It's not the cleanest wedge, but it's clearly like, getting smaller from right over here. But anyways, we'll see what we do here. Okay, I like this a lot, but there is bearish divergence. Like I don't know. I'm fucking crazy, so I don't know. I may just short this thing. I don't know. The only reason I would want to short it, I mean, like from yesterday's move, if you guys remember, if you guys were on my stream yesterday, I was trying to take it long, and we were gonna break out. Like, it was a perfect entry. I mean, not a perfect entry, but it was an entry that made sense to me 100%. We were coming off the range. We broke through this top of the range, and we were looking for a breakout. And you could clearly see that it could have been a really good breakout, but it fell that level as the sellers came in. And whenever the market opened at 330, which is right over here, 1330, basically rejected off this level and then just basically kicked it all the way up toward the high. So yeah, and then basically throughout the day it started going up. Pre-market hours started going up. But I don't know, USD pairs look crappy right now. Maybe that's why GU isn't following the bias. But anyways, bias right here. I don't know if I want to take this. Gets off the 21 EMA, so I mean, I would want to scalp it toward the upside because that's what I could do. But shorting it, nah. I mean, I don't feel like shorting this thing right now. Look, I don't feel going crazy today. And his bearish divergence here. That's quite unfortunate for me. I don't know. We'll see. I will want to see, clear indication that the buyers are losing control. I don't see that. I just see momentum that I could take potential. I could have made money here. I don't know. I would want to see a reject off the 50. I mean, if it goes down to the 50, it could be a D2 toward the downside, which I really don't want to see. I mean, to be honest, looking at the higher time frames, I don't think that's gonna happen. Because let me just show you guys. So we had basically these two highs right over here, and a pullback right over here to the S1, and basically, once that pullback was happening, it was making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs right over here, and then basically fell to make another lower high, and then from right over this level, we started making higher lows, and continue going up. So we're basically having a continuation toward the upside, just because we saw a pullback, and now finally we're seeing that continuation. That's how I see it right now. So I think we could see some potential going to the upside today. Problem is there is divergence on the 50-minute and on the 1 hour from right over here. Yeah, well, I'm still bullish on it. I don't think I want to short this today, especially from the pullback. We already had a pullback. I mean, it could be a mini pullback today. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna call anything today. If I could find some risk to reward and scalp it, I'll take it toward the upside. This is the daily pivot, right? No, it's the S1, I believe. Yeah. Which I believe it's above the daily pivot. Yeah, it is. That's nice. Liquid 50 is rising. We could see a swapping. I don't know. I have a bias on this though, so I mean, looking on the 1 hour. Took this A1 out. Probably mark that up. You guys should probably mark that up just to see the momentum that we've been seeing on UJ these last couple of days and weeks. It's rejecting off, you know, the 50 on the 1 hour. So we'll see. No ideas here. Just UJ on Forex right now, so looks like it wants to go up at the current moment. I want to see what we do toward this level. Alright, we'll see. Looks like this thing wants to come down. So let's see what we do over here once it comes down over here. UJ's going up. I like UJ a lot. You know, I rarely say that just like GJ last week, I believe, when I was trying to take it short, I made money on it. And how I like that level it was off. I like UJ a lot. The short bias, I like it a lot. I'm just gonna say it. Very rarely would I like something really a lot, like EU and GJ, whenever I was taking those swing trades. But I like UJ a lot, even though it's it's going up right now. I highly think that UJ will see some bear sentiment on UJ, but I can't forecast anything. I'm just gonna react. Interesting.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll night. I'll raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through? For you,
Could be just rejected off. let's see what we do here on UJ. Let's see if we reject off this level. Maybe making a lower high. Also, for this is what I was looking at for Nasdaq. So I didn't take this, but I was going to once we broke out of the 50 EMA with a clean bullish bar. But clearly, this is why not all ideas work, because you want to make sure that the buyers are in control. And from right over here, you can clearly see that the buyers are in control. It was bouncing out. It was falling from right over here, making basically lower highs, lower high from right over here, and it rejects the 50 EMA on the 1 minute, and it looks like it wanted to go up, but it rejected it. If this candle closed above the 50 with a big bullish bar, that's where I would have entered, and the liquid 50 was falling too, so that was something that I didn't like as well. You said on UCAT, is there divergence on the 50-minute? You take your entries off the 1 minute time frames. Yeah, on D1s, I look for entries on the 1 minute. You said UCAD. Probably taking it off from the low of ADR. Yeah, there's some slight divergence here. Looks like it's coming off the pivot. One thing I don't like about it is, it's really bearish. Looks really bearish. Like on the 1 hour, the higher time frames are bearish, then I would stay out. 1 hour is bearish. 4 hour, we're looking on the 4 hour, bearish. Daily, just bearish. So like the higher time frames are against you really hard. So it's not really a good idea trying to take this long. It may work toward your it may work, don't get me wrong, as liquid 50 looks like it's trying to rise right now, and like there's divergence on the 50-minute as well, so as you can see right over here. But I don't know, I'm not a fan. I used to trade these all the time whenever I first joined ASFX like a year ago, and like yeah, they made me money, but they weren't the most high probable trades. I'm gonna call this a matrix zone. No, I really take D2s. When I take divergent trades on Nasdaq, I wouldn't really call them D1s and D2s. I just trade divergent trades. I grade them appropriately, so I know that I'm not gonna, make sure I'm not risking like 2% or something like that. Usually like maybe 0.5%, 1/4%, maybe even 1% sometimes. I know Lindsay was trying to take this long off the significant level, which will make sense to me. I like your USD was going up, your NZD looked like it wanted to go up as well. The only problem was like the liquid 50. So Lindsay took appropriate action out of that. She knows that your NZ the last couple of days have been going. We've been winning on a lot of trades long buys, so a lot of good entries, especially yesterday. So looks like she tried taking it off. I don't know where she took it off. Maybe off the low of ADR. I see that level right there. Off the pivot too. It's thundering right now. Or she took it right off here. I don't know. I personally wouldn't want to trade that, but it makes sense to me because she's trying to take it off from the pullback that we had yesterday and try to take it long. If you're just trading literally price action, not the liquid 50, if you ignore the liquid 50, you clearly see it even on the 1 hour that she's trying to follow just for price action, which it may work for her. Like, I used to be a really heavy price action swing trader, but now with Forex with the liquid 50, it really helps me to narrow down my entries to the most probable ones, which I like. It looks like there is divergence right over here. Actually, no divergence, my bad. But yeah, I mean, like, it literally looks like it was falling from right over here. I don't know if she took an entry right over here, or right over here. Looks like maybe probably right over here, which is that makes more sense. From like the high over here, from the low, from yesterday's low as well. That makes physical sense to me. Just basically jumping off the same level. So on a price action standpoint, it makes sense. She probably got it right here. Yeah. Yeah, so that makes physical sense. The only reason why I'm not trading those, I guess, a lot of significant levels trades, is because I want probabilities toward my side, and as well as, like, I have to pay attention to liquid 50. You cannot ignore the liquid 50. Now on her side, I actually like this trade. Like, if I saw this, I probably would have taken it, because on the D1 entry from right over here, yeah, the liquid 50 was in the sell zone, but it was not falling. The TL was. I mean, the TL could have been a little bit better, to be honest. But from right over here, like, liquid 50 was clearly rising, so I like that a lot. Whenever liquid 50 is rising like that, especially in the sell zone, that's a good sign to me. So it looks like she broke the 50 right over here. Breaks the 50 here from this level. And she would have entered right over here, making it an actual retest. This is a significant higher low, is what I call it. Entry, like, right over here. Stop right over here. I mean, she could have taken her stop right over here, which in that case, it would have been up around $1.2R, 1.28R. But if she took her stop right over here, which I personally would have done, 3.5R. Just, I would make sure not to, I guess, like, have enough room. Like, I probably would have gone and stopped out from right over here, to be honest. I probably would have taken 1R on it, locked my stop at break even, and got stopped out right over here. But if I had my stop right over here, I would have taken like 1.2R. If I had my stop right over here, and I basically took this as a C setup, I still would have gotten stopped out and profit, because I take C setups really hard. But if I had my stop right over here, it goes about 1.2R. So I definitely had enough room from here. So, I mean, not the best trade, but it makes sense to me. UJ looks like it just wants to go up. Yeah, it looks like we're trying to hold this level, but not really. So I feel like we're going to see something pop off from the 50. You say GCAD. GCAD, I mean like it looks bullish to me. It looks like it's gonna go up today. There's bullish divergence on it as well. Keep in mind, like these are all C setups. Like, I wouldn't really want to put my money on this, but it looks bullish. Like you take it off the 50-minute or probably the 1 minute. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it's divergence. I mean, like a 50-minute looks like 1 hour. You have to see what the trend's doing. Like EMAs are bullish, liquid 50s in the sell zone. For hour, probably EMAs are bullish as well, and EMAs are in liquid 50s in the bison, so it looks like it's off a significant level, off the 50 EMA. And one daily is probably off the 21 EMA, or I mean the 8 EMA. So it makes sense. You just could see a pullback from these significant levels. Now, is this the bottom? That's where, you know, you have to be careful. You know, is that a bottom? You know, that's something you have to be careful for. But it looks like it looks bullish right now, so you know, we'll see what it does here. 1 minute, you know, if you took a D1, yeah, from right over here, you would have taken it right over here. I mean, like the first break of the 50, there's no like proper retest. Like technically there is a retest here at higher low. Nah, I mean, I wouldn't really call it a significant higher low. It does break the 50 and retest it, but I wouldn't call it a significant higher low. And so, I mean, yeah, 2.2R right there. Not the best setup, but I think UJ is following GU, where like the divergence is kicking it down. We'll see. Looks like we're just basically like, I'll catch this, guys. I'm sort of biased on this. Honestly, I don't see it being bullish for any moment of the time today. That's just my opinion, though. I shouldn't really fucking say anything. Because it's not my point, but because I'm not predicted, but I'm bearish on UJ. I'm gonna catch a big swing on UJ soon, like, you know, once I find a proper entry, but I feel like this thing is just, it's gonna go down. But anyways, it's just doing its thing, you know. I want to see some structure. I want to see some confirmations. Right now, it's just doing its thing. So we'll see what it wants to do. It can do whatever it wants. I'll just wait for her. But obviously, I'm not gonna try taking it short, like from right over here. Like, you know, like there's no bearish indication for me at the moment right now. UJ has been going up. For what I was talking about. Nasdaq is trying to, you know, bounce off this level, which looks like it's off this level too. I wouldn't even want to take. I don't know, guys. Like, someone was taking EU short. I mean, it's so bullish to me. Like, there has to be more probable. You have to be more probable with your trades. Like, it's just it does not make any sense to me. Even on like price action shit, everything. Even if you just follow price action, everything's bullish on on like EU, especially the daily. It's just been going up. There's no point in trying to call the bottom, take it down. Like that's such an improbable way to trade it. You're gonna lose money that way. I promise you. I'm telling you guys because I was that person who was trying to call off the top and bottom with D2s in the beginning whenever I joined ASFX. Whenever the system was first before anyone had it, I was trading it. And I'm telling you guys, you don't trade D2s when there's no confirmations. Like there's no proper confirmations on the 1 minute. It's not off a significant level, an actual significant level that I want to see. It's just so bullish. Like I would not want to even take it short unless there were some confirmations. There was proper structure. Just to stick to what the coaches are doing, guys. Like there's a reason why we're coaches, and there's a reason why we're making money consistently. And it's not just because we're trying to short and short and call the bottom and top on every trade. So it looks like it's been rejecting off that level. It looks like it wants to go up on here. Just maintaining this divergence. Now this is something you want to see. It's coming off the pivot, and there's bullish, obviously bullish momentum. That's something you definitely want to see. Let's see what we do toward this level. Looks like it wants to reject out the same level. I want to see what we do toward the high. Oh, and when I was saying like do exactly what the coaches do, I meant like what we like from our price action standpoint and from like our systems and like our trades. I don't want anyone to follow like what specifically like I'm trading, like copy my trades or something like that, because again, like I make my money, especially on Nasdaq. Like the Nasdaq, the way I trade the Nasdaq, it's something that it's just really hard for people to trade. And I just wouldn't recommend. I'm not in a trade right now, but I just don't want to. I wouldn't recommend like anyone like seeing what I'm doing and try trading the same thing right away with no proper experience. So it looks like it's rejecting off the high, same level high right over here. So it looks like it's wanting to make a lower high. So it looks like from right over here, I think the bears are in control right now, slowly. GJ just doing his thing. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see. See if it rejects off this high. Little pin bar right there. Pin bar reaction. Let's see if it rejects the high. If it rejects the high, then I'm going to do something here. Let me just add in small. Just nothing. It's choppy right now. Usually still pushing up. If I have to wait a couple of days for UJ, so be it. But I'm really bearish on it. Just off the levels that's off on the higher time frames. I like it a lot. But obviously, I'm not gonna try shorting it when there's no clear like confirmation of a short and confluence. You know, you gotta be smart. Yeah, it's really choppy right there. Let's see if we break that high. Bullish candle formation right there. Let's see what we do. There we go. Now we're pushing. And now we're pinning. Let's see if that's a continuation of that bullish momentum. Nope. No continuation. Let's see. I'll add in small if I see something real quick. But it's rejecting off this level right over here. I want to see clean confirmation, like bullish momentum. Liquid phase looks like it's trying to stagnate, but it's still rising. Still rising. You said, is there a significant level created when a session breaks a previous range? Could you send me a markup on that? Because, I mean, like, if we look at, let's just say UJ for example. You said if it breaks an Asian range, it's caused by a level. I mean, like, you mean this? If the Asian session breaks the high of the Asian range, is that a level? Like, for me, it's not. I call it a ranging zone. The Asia low zone. So I mean the Asia high zone. So I mean, like, it's not a really significant level. It's just a level that I like having to look at to see what it's gonna do. You know. But I wouldn't really call it like a significant level. Like, my levels aren't really significant unless it's from the higher time frames off something like, you know, from the higher time frames. No, I don't. Certain times. No, like, significant levels are like from all the higher time frames. There's no certain time to trace significant levels. What's up, Denise? Yeah, so it's been rejecting off the high right there. It looks like it's making a lower high from what I might see. A significant level is just off key, like, it's just, you see these pins right there, that's a level. That's a level. I want a significant level is if you go to what's that a really good significant level? Like on your NZD, like when Lindsay was taking this short. That will be a significant level right over here. Whenever it's off the higher time frame. So like on the 1 hour, you clearly see that it's been rejecting off this level. Like, this is a significant level because it's been rejecting from yesterday's high. I mean, from yesterday's low. So that's what we call a significant level. It's pushing up right now. And it's, you know, it's been from, you know, on, what is it, like, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday's high as well. So this is off Thursday's high as well. So Thursday's high and then yesterday's low. So this will be a significant level because it's been on the higher time. It's in the higher time frames, and it's a level that price has repeatedly rejected or came off from. So that would be a significant level right there. Yeah, so right now on Nasdaq, it looks like, you know, obviously there's some power right there from both sides, but for me it looks bearish at the moment. So we may just come down to the 800 EMA, and just looks choppy. So there's nothing clean at the moment with Nasdaq. It's trying to hold off the pivot. It's trying to hold off the level. It's not doing a good job of doing so. It's not doing a good job of trying to break out 15-minute. I mean, there's various divergence, obviously, but looks like it's coming off that pivot, the daily pivot, which will make sense. We got some divergence here. Now this makes more sense than anything else. We'll see what we do here. Breaks the 50 once. See if we see a retest on it. Liquid 50 is still rising at the current moment, so we'll see. Yo Joshua, how's it going? No trades yet. Yeah, on Nasdaq I don't really like this. Like these pins, it shows me so much indecision in both directions. It's like what, like 2 more hours? Yeah, 2 more hours until market opens. Yeah, I don't like this. I think I'm gonna just stay out. If there's an entry, like there is an entry. I don't like that indecision. We could see a breakout, but there's no form of indication where the breakout's gonna happen. The breakout can happen anywhere and toward either direction. Right now, like from what I'm seeing on the 1 minute and from like these candles, it looks like it wants to reject off the higher time frames. And now it wants to come up. We're seeing that first break of the 50. I think there will be a swapping liquid 50. Yeah, there is. It's off the 800 EMA, so we'll see what we do here. I mean, not really a swapping liquid 50. There's about to be a swapping liquid 50. Probably in the next 15 minutes. On the next candle, we'll probably see a swapping liquid 50. It's just not going to be ideal at all. It looks like it's bouncing right there. Looks like it's pushing up. Looks like it's finally pushing up. Which that's why we could see something on UJ right now. maybe we could see a retest on UJ on the 50. And Nasdaq is just basically doing its own thing. These risk to reward, it just looks really choppy right now. It looks like it may want to go up later because of the liquid 50, how it's rising right now. It's been rising, so that's why we've been seeing some, I guess, like the buyers trying to take control. And on the 15-minute, it's off. You know, liquid 50 is obviously in the buy zone, so we could see a final push all the way up. We could see a final push all the way up on Nasdaq as the liquid 50 goes into buy zone. But I don't think I want to take this entry because, you know, like I said again, like there's so much indecision at the current moment, and I don't like that. I don't like the indecision that's showing me. It's too much. Yeah, just too choppy right there. So it's probably gonna try breaking out. We'll see. Just from this bullish bar, like maybe right here. Yeah. Maybe try breaking out from right over here. Looks like it just broke through the range finally. But anyways, I don't think I want to take an entry like that again. I don't think I want to take an entry on Nasdaq today. It looks like it's probably gonna go up today, but at the same time, like it's too choppy for me. Like I don't like. It's making me uncomfortable whenever like if I get into this trade, but it makes sense because it's off the pivot right there. So it totally makes sense to me. It looks like it's going up, so you know if I take this trade, it'll probably be 1R already. But anyways, if I miss money, I miss money. I don't really mind. You know, let it do whatever it wants to do. It's just I don't want to take the trade and feel uncomfortable with it. Usually looks like it may want to go down today, so we'll see. Liquid 50 is trying to fall down, so I may take a trade on that on UJ later on. Hey, thank you. Appreciate Brayton. Appreciate that, bro. Are you with AceFX? You should DM me about AceFX real quick. Ashley says, "What do you think about NZD USD?" I mean, I don't really trade NZD USD. Actually, I haven't traded NZD USD for almost a year. Because there's just so much indecision, in my opinion. But I see this divergence from right over here. So it just broke the 50. You know, I don't know if it's gonna retest, but just can break the 50. And so on the 15-minute is bullish. So you try to take it up to the high. There's divergence though. So try taking it enough risk reward to take it up top from right over here. Which would be around like 2R. So enough risk reward toward that the divergent line. Probably entry will be probably here around here. Yeah, like that. So it makes sense. But there's no like, I guess like proper structure on NZD. Just first break of the 50 and then it just goes. Which is something that if you want to take the proper confirmations, you have to wait for the proper structure to form. Nasdaq right now looks like it's just pushing up. So it is what it is. It may, there was finally a breakout on that. I didn't take it. I looked at it. It broke through that range, which I was what I was wanting, and retested the range, which would be a perfect time to enter. But I didn't take it. It is what it is. I don't want to feel uncomfortable whenever I'm in a trade. I want to feel like I'm secure on it. So it is what it is. It could do whatever it wants. Yeah, I didn't make money on that, but it's completely fine. Yeah, and then it just started swapping right now. Looks like UJ is finally falling. There's no proper retest on it. It just broke the 50. It's off the pivot, daily pivot, which I liked a lot. One proper retest of the 50. Let's see if we get it later on. I wouldn't want to take this on an A1 entry either. Appreciate it, Brayton. You should DM me on Instagram, brother. I can furthermore help you out, give you some tips and stuff. Oh, that makes sense right over here. Looks like there's some divergence though from right over here. So, I don't know. Nothing looks really good today. Nothing clean. I was looking at NASDAQ, you know. It's not that I waited patiently, it's just I wasn't really comfortable taking these trades. Because it just looks so choppy. But hey, you know, my idea made money, and I think, you know, the thing that you have to do is just, you know, make ideas, don't trade it, but, you know, just see how the ideas turn out. You know, and just stick to the most high probable trades that you can. So that's what I did today. You know, just making ideas for them. Looks like it may just come over all the way up here. It's about 3R. Which is the exact same thing I was looking for. Let me make a quick Instagram story. Alright, hey guys, what's going on? So, you know, we're ending a trading session with no trades. We're staying flat today. Couple ideas on UJ and GU, but, you know, didn't take any of them yet. I was looking at NASDAQ mostly today to take it along, but it was just really choppy. No entries today, but it was just, you know, again, really choppy, and, you know, I just felt uncomfortable trying to take an entry today. You know, I had this idea today, you know, I was waiting for a breakout off the range. And, you know, as the liquid 50 was rising, I was anticipating a breakout, but, you know, I was just uncomfortable taking the breakout because of how choppy it was. But, you know, with the idea that I had over here, you know, it goes all the way down to 2R, so would have made money on that. But, you know, just making ideas and, you know, just, you know, sticking to the most high probable trades. I'm not going to trade something that's going to that's making me uncomfortable in a trade, because that's a bad way of trading. So, yeah. Looks like it's just falling off the roof. Some idea is, you know, short bias. It just broke through the 800 EMA. About 1R on it already. See what we see on the 15-minute. Just broke today 800 EMA, so we could be a little bit short bias today. It's making lower highs from right over here. Who knows? I might take it short today. I want to see what it does toward the 50 level. Nasdaq just basically blew out. About 2.5 R on that. I don't know. I like the short bias on it. I like how we're off, you know, on the higher time frames. You know, off the 50 right there. You know, pull back, and then we can see a continuation toward this level all the way down here. Which is about, what is it, like 134, 140 pips for that entry. See, the divergence just broke, which is good. I want to clear see what we do here on off the 50. I think I may take an entry off based on the kind of like a swing trade on the 50-minute. But I clearly want to see some, you know, kind of rejection off the 50 because, you know, I expect that at least. Liquid 50 is in the sell zone. I mean, there's no proper structure. That's why I, you know, but the momentum is there for sure. You know, still going down. So we'll see what we do here. Pushing down. I knew this thing had some potential to go short. Now I just want to see what we do here on the 50. So it's like an overextended candle right there. TL is hooking down, RSI is hooking down. I want to see what we do toward the liquid 50 right over here. Once we reach that point and see what we do toward the 50 right over here. That's something I want to see. So determining risk to reward on that breaks the 50. This just looks like it's rejecting right now. Which is about 1 hour. Two R from right over here, 2R to the Asia low, which is typically what I want to see. And look at the 1 hour. See what we're doing here. Yeah, we're rejecting off the 50. Yeah, I'm gonna try finding a better entry in the 1 minute, and then I'll enter. But I want to see first what it does. If we see anything. That tells me that there's an indication that it wants to be bearish. I mean bullish, or rejecting off the 50. We have 3 minutes until the close of this candle, so I want to see something. And I like the entry a lot too. So looks like it's rejecting off right there, so let's see. So that's what I was expecting. Some kind of pullback off the 50. So let's see what we do here. So we're coming off that key level. So I clearly wanted to see a rejection because you know, I just don't want to trade clean momentum with no like pullback on that. So the pullback can give me risk reward, you know, on the better entry, give me a better entry. And I would like to see more structure on it before I take an entry as well on it in the 1 minute. But we'll see. Candle just open above that. So we'll see what we do here. So now we're seeing a rejection off that. Looks like it's off the 50 too. So that now that's more structure that I want to see there. It's off the 50. It's off the 800 as well. So rejecting the 800 to 200 to 21 EMA. That's something I like. Alright guys, so we're gonna let UJ do his thing. I'm gonna do some work because I have to do some video editing, but we're just gonna let it do its own thing right now at the current moment and see what it does. No entries today, we're flat. You know, Nasdaq looks like it rejected off this level. It finally fell down, but you know, this idea that I had, it was 2.5 R, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we'll just see what Japanese yen will do this next couple of hours, next couple whatever, like couple of minutes or whatever. And I'll let you guys know on the Instagram stories that if I take UJ finally, you know, it just depends on if we reject off that level right over here, and then you know, we go below the 50. You know, we reject off that level, and then we go all the way down to the 50 EMA. Then I'll look to swing trade it toward the low of the Asian range, which is about around 3R that I have for the risk to reward. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys haven't, you know, I guess figured it out, I have my coaching package, which is the one-on-one session with me. It's basically going to be 4 calls, where, you know, it's going to be one-on-one sessions, 4 1-hour calls. So there's going to be 1 call each week. Each of the calls being about an hour, a little bit more than an hour sometimes, just depending on how much you need the help. And so yeah, it's going to be 4 calls. You know, we're going to go over trading, the trading systems, trading psychology, having a trading journal, having a trading plan. It's going to be an awesome way for you guys to basically get to know me more, and just for me to share my knowledge with you guys. So yeah, there's a money back guarantee on it, just because I want to make sure that you guys, you know, do get value from all my calls, which I know you guys are. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday, 5 a.m. Central Time Zone, 5 a.m. Let's go. And yeah, hopefully you guys, you know, don't get into any bad trades today or anything like that. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, alright?